going, guys? It's S here again, come with you with another Tek News Tuesday. If you don't know what this is a show where I'm picking out the most interesting news to me about gaming this week. So, let's get started. So, if you watched the previous Tek Tuesdays, you've probably realized that I'm very into open world or virtual games. And this is one that's waiting to be greenlit on Steam. It's by Pixel Tail Games and it's called Tower Unite. It's basically a huge virtual world where you can do basically everything you want to. You could go bowling, go miniature golfing, meet people. It reminds me a lot of Second Life, but they say they don't have any microtransactions and no subscription. It's a one play thing. And it's basically just a huge game made in Unreal Engine 4. And it does look good. The graphics looks really good. They have support for VR. So you could go and do everything. You could go to the pool. You could be at home with your friends. You can design your own home or your own appearances. And yeah, it looks really cool. And there's a lot of stuff to do. It's a huge virtual world where you can hang out with anyone. You could earn money, you could play pool in the arcade, you could play skee ball, blackjack, poker, which I'm also very into. It's basically real world in a game, which is really cool. It has a lot of miniature games that you can do. And yeah, I'm very excited about this. I really hope it goes through because it's rare to find a good game that isn't based on microtransactions, because that's usually what keeps me away from games. So I hope you like this game and maybe we'll be able to play it in the future. The next game that I will be talking about is The Flock. The Flock is an asymmetrical multiplayer thriller where you play as one of the agile hunters to make up the flock, but your ultimate goal to become the haunted carrier. As the carrier, you need to shine your light upon objectives placed in the world in order to win the game, while at the same time fending off flock that attempt to gain the artifacts for themselves. The flock are vulnerable to the artifact's light, but your key to survival is to stand still when the light is shined upon them. This is because when you're standing still, you become rock, but if you move in the light, you're dead. The interesting thing about this game is that it actually has a population limit, and basically, every time a player dies, the limit goes down by 1. So when the population limit reaches 0, the game is gonna be over forever. You won't be able to buy it again, it won't be released again. When it reaches 0, the game will cease to exist. Which makes this, I guess you could call it an experiment in video games, because will people actually pay for a game that they know will finish, and when you die, your character slot is over? It looks like they had, I think, around 300 people interested in the alpha, so it might work. Personally, I probably won't because I don't know how I will feel about this. I might wait a bit and maybe buy it if it's still available. But it's supposed to be released autumn of this year, so it's not that far. If you're interested, you can go in on their website. The company that's producing it is Vogelsap. So you can go on their page at vogelsap.com/The Flock to read more about it, look at the pictures, more gameplays. Looks cool, but like I said, I'm not sure about the expiration limit. But if you are, I really suggest you go in and check this game. It might be a fun way to know that it's actually over when you die. So if you're interested, go on their page. Game that I will be talking about is Scrap. Scrap was published and released on the 7th of July by Moment Studios. It is basically a design and combat game where you get to design your own vehicle and then put it out in an arena against other player created vehicles. It is based on physics, so you have to have a good construction or it might just fall apart as soon as you enter the arena. It reminds me a lot about Robot Wars that I watched as a kid, where basically you build your own vehicle and you just try to demolish the other opponents. And it does look very cool. It's currently out on early access on Steam for €13.99. It's around $14-15. but because it's early access, it is 25% off. So if you think this game looks cool, I recommend that you read up on it and buy it now before it goes out as a complete game, where the price will go up to around $19-20, I guess would be the finished price. But yeah, it does look really cool, and I might get it because it does look really fun to build your own and just combat against other players just to see who can create the best possible vehicle. Next game that I'll be talking about is Drive Any Track. Drive Any Track is a futuristic stunt racing game that creates the maps after the music in your music library. And you get points by pulling off jumps, drifts, and rolls while you're trying to race to stay in sync with the music. It does look very cool, and it's kind of a racing game rock hero thing. And it's very cool that all of your music gets created into maps that you have to race, and the multiplayer aspect of it makes it a lot more interesting that you're actually racing with someone while you have cool music in the background, and you have different cars for the different genres. And it is currently in Steam as an early access, and the price now is $14.99. I'm not sure if the price will go up, but I expect it to, because that's usually what happens with early access. So if you like racing game and you like music games, I would recommend you to take a look at this game because it does look cool. The maps look very cool graphically. So I recommend you to look at it. So that's it for this week's Tek News Tuesday. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. We put out gameplay videos as well. And if you want to, please follow us on Facebook at Tek Gaming to keep up to track to all the latest video game news. And I will see you next week.